So if you're watching a video series called When Love Hurts, that's probably because you have been hurt by the person who was supposed to love you and care for you. And perhaps you're wondering if what you've experienced is abuse. That's a really difficult question to ask. In our experience, none of the women we've worked with have wanted to attach that word abuse to themselves or to their partners. So if you're feeling shy or hesitant about that word, you're not alone. It's a very difficult question to grapple with. We think part of the reason why that word abuse is so difficult to consider is because of the stereotypes associated with that word. Think about what our society thinks of as the stereotypical abused woman or abusive men. But here's the thing. In our years of experience, we haven't come across that stereotypical woman. The women we work with are lovely. They're smart. They're strong. And they come from every background, every economic background, social background, religion, so on. And their partners typically are very respected within their community. So try to set aside that stereotype. We don't think it's very helpful. So if you're wondering if your partner is abusive or has been abusive, that's probably because you have been hurt over and over again in your relationship. You've been controlled by your partner or bullied by your partner. And so maybe what you've experienced is abuse. So what do we mean by this word abuse? Well, we're going to explore that over the next several videos. But for now, we just want you to take one idea away with you. It's an important idea, and that is that abuse can take many different forms. As a society, we tend to think only of physical abuse, and we tend to act as if that's the only serious form of abuse. But that's not what women have taught us. Women have taught us that abuse takes many different forms. Abuse can be verbal, emotional, mental. It can be about name-calling, put-downs, mind games, or crazy-making. Abuse can be social. It can be about cutting you off from friends or family or work opportunities, or sabotaging your efforts to make those important connections. Abuse can be financial. It can be about controlling the money in the relationship or running up debt. And abuse can be physical. Really common forms of physical abuse that we hear from women are things like the man standing at the exit to a room and so blocking the woman's exit, or standing in a threatening way, or driving when he's enraged with her in the car, which is a very frightening experience. All of those we would describe as physical abuse because they're threats to the woman's physical well-being. It's important to know that some abusive men will never actually hit their partners. Of course, some will, but some won't. We think that's because some abusive men realize that if they hit their partners, there'll be some consequences. At the same time, they seem to be able to do these other types of abuse, verbal, emotional, financial abuse, and there's no consequences. Jill and I have really come to understand that all the different types of abuse are serious. We want to take them all seriously. And if you have experienced any form of abuse, we think you deserve as much support as you can get. And so we'd encourage you to keep watching this video series. It's one of the ways that we want to support you in what you're going through.